Well, I've been recording. Good afternoon. It's a Saturday afternoon in March 2023. This is Heskett Haven Farm. And I've been watching some videos, some YouTube videos about ways to tell if your goat is in labor. And I've been raising goats for probably 20 years now, and oh, that's our baby goat, or lamb. I've been raising babies, goats, dairy goats, for probably 20 years, maybe a little more. And what I'm hearing on these YouTube channels is not exactly what I find. So I thought that maybe my insight could help someone a little bit and help you know if your goat is getting close or is in early labor. So I have probably four does that are due, 3 does that are due in the next week. So mine are Nubian goats. And so different breeds may have different signs, but I've had the Alpines and now I have Nubians, and I have found this to be the same in both of these breeds. All of these little signs and things that I'm going to talk about today are all signs that I have seen and that have been tried and true to knowing if your goat is very close to delivering babies. So let's get started. So I'm going to have to move my camera here. So I have 4 does that are due this week. This black one right here, she is due on Thursday, but it seems as though she's not going to make it that far. She's very cranky, which is also one of the signs. And so you're always going to feel babies on their right side. Stomach's on the left, baby's on the right. And you'll feel like right there is a baby bump right here. I don't know. If it was a human world, I'd say it's an elbow or something. But right there is a little bump. And sometimes you'll feel a move, sometimes you don't. She's a first-time freshener, and I don't know if you can see her udder. She's not going to want to show it to you very well, but she's been growing her udder for probably a month and a half, 2 months already. So she's just a year old. So I don't know if you can see it, but her udder here, and turn around, get over here. Yeah. So here's her udder, and it looks like it's going to be great. Typically, if I put her on the milk stand, she will let me handle her udders, and she's very calm up on there. She looks like she's going to be a great milker. She's pretty calm generally, and she's just a very sweet goat. But they get cranky when they get ready to deliver, so they don't always like that. So this one here, this is Clover, and she's due Thursday, and you can see her udder also is starting to become enlarged. However, it is not filling with milk yet. That will become very, very large and very, very tight when she's close, and it's still pretty soft. They don't like it when you touch them from the back. But also, there is several signs that you can tell that they're getting ready to, and she's really hard to see because she's black. So I'm going to move to Gabby. Gabby here, she is Clover's triplet sister. Her and Gabby were triplets. their brother was sold because he's a male. So, and they always come in heat real close together. They, and they deliver real close together. So, Gabby, what are you being silly? Gabby is due Wednesday, but, so you can see babies here on the side. And, yep, there's a baby right there. Yep. So, yeah, and so, and her udder also is big, but it's not filling with milk yet. So they will get really huge when they're ready to deliver. So that's the first thing I look at, is their udders, to see what their udders look like. So also I look at the overall appearance of the goats and where the babies might be. So she hasn't dropped yet. She's still, they'll get gaunt right here in the sides, just like a mama, a real mama. They'll get gaunt right in here, in front of their hips. The babies will drop down and they'll start positioning themselves into the birth canal when they're getting close. So Clover, and I don't think you can tell really on her too much, but she's dropped. So she's already gaunt in the sides here. She bites me if I try to feel little babies. So she's really cranky. Having a hard time getting up and down. She's, as you can see from the back, she's pretty round. So another thing that I look for is they will have a mucus plug, just like a human woman. And she actually expelled that mucus plug earlier this week, and I thought that she was going to go into labor like right away because of that. But it was the mucus plug that I just happened to see. A lot of times you don't see it. But, so, another sign that I look for is their tails. So, their rear ends will slope down when they're getting close. And right in here, they have what they call it's called ligaments in here. And they get, okay, so I checked her this morning and she still had a little bit of a ligament. Now it's gone. So, you'll feel like a pencil-like width around on both sides of their spine, going towards their tail, and that when they're not getting ready to give birth, that's very prominent. When they're getting ready to give birth, that disappears. I've never really been able to feel that before, but I can tell because their tail will get very loose. So Clover, you'll be able to really tell on her because hers has been gone for a few days, and her tail, they don't like you messing with them, but her tail is real loose. You can see real loose back here in her rear end area. So, and her ligaments are gone. They've been gone for a few days now. That's another telltale sign that they're getting very close. So, but it doesn't mean that they're in labor yet. So once they start having contractions, they will get very affectionate to me, which typically right now they're hateful to me. They don't want me touching them. But they will get very friendly, and they will love to be scratched. They love it. I mean, they'll just stand there with their eyes closed and their heads up, and they'll lean against you, and they're not that way yet, not completely. So another telltale sign that they are in the very beginning stages of labor is they will paw in the straw. They will start pawing, and they'll paw. Some will do it more than others. And This is Jolene over here, and I am not so sure she's pregnant. If she is, she's going to be the last one to deliver, because I have not felt babies. She's not as big as the others, and she just doesn't seem very pregnant yet. She is, however, filling out. I just don't know if that's because she's a food hog or not. So another thing that once I see them start to paw, or their milk bag starts to fill up, or they're very, very affectionate, I put them in the birthing stall. So they're in there by themselves so that they aren't pestered by the other goats. And then I will put them into the birthing stall until after the babies are born. So at that time, once they go into the birthing stall, they've already been pawing the ground. Their milk bag is starting to fill. So the birthing stall will have a warming barrel in there, which is a 55-gallon drum barrel, and it's got a light bulb inside connected to the actual bottom of the barrel, and then it's got a hole cut in it so that babies can get in and out of there. So we'll put that in there so that after the babies are born, they can go in there. This is the warming barrel that I was talking about, and it's got a light bulb up here in the top, and then the opening for him to go in and out is down there, and then it's plugged in up above at the ceiling so that, well, he could get into that cord, so I just need to go over there and move that up. So, but yeah, that's a warming barrel, and you'd be surprised how many little goats fit in there. They'll get like sometimes 3 or 4 in there, and the cats love them too. Another sign of being in labor is that they will look like they're yawning, but their jaw will go off to the side. They'll put their head up, their jaw goes off to the side. That is not a yawn. These goats are crazy today. And that's not a yawn. That is a sign that they are in pain or uncomfortable. So if the babies are moving around and it makes them uncomfortable, they'll do that. And once they start into labor pains, they'll start doing that. But they don't do it that often. But pretty much all of them will do that. But it is not a yawn. It is a sign that they are uncomfortable or in pain. And then I also prepare a birthing bucket, I call it. I put in towels. I put in several pairs of rubber gloves, like probably 10 pairs of rubber gloves. I put in like a KY jelly for in case I have to reach inside. I put iodine in there. I put scissors. I put dental floss, because dental floss, if the umbilical cord doesn't break off completely good or whatever, I can tie off that umbilical cord. The scissors I use to trim so that their umbilical cord's not dragging on the ground. Just different little things like that I put in there. Just to make sure that when I come to the barn, when a goat is in labor, that I am prepared as best I can be. So my birthing bucket is prepared and I am ready. So they will also then have a mucousy discharge that will start, and it'll be very drippy and stringy and mucousy. It will become clear, and then they are in active labor at that point. So once that happens, then I stay real close. I don't necessarily stay in with them, because some mamas don't like you there. They don't want you there, and they will, they'll just not have a baby while you're standing there. So I try to be there, but if they don't let me, I have to leave the barn. So if nothing's happening right along, moving along, then I leave and come back and check every 10, 15 minutes. Because a baby goat will be born in a matter of a couple of minutes. They'll start pushing, and as long as everything goes smoothly, they will push that baby out within a minute or two. Once they start, unless they're having a difficult time, which if the kid is large, they can have a difficult time and they may need assistance. And at that time, if I think that they need assistance, then I'll step in and help them out with however I can help. Sometimes that's just helping to pull when they're pushing. Sometimes that requires going in and repositioning a kid and getting them in the correct position to come out easier. So, but the signs, really, those are the signs that I see, the ones that I've talked about today. So, the next video, I'm going to try to catch a live birth. And so, okay. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Subscribe to my channel, Heskett Haven. Homestead Heskett Haven Farm, it's what it's called. On YouTube, subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.